Now, Way 31 storm tracker meteorologist Grace Anello with 31 triple Doppler.
Well, we have a cold front moving through this morning. Yesterday it was a warm front that brought kind of that multiple hour drizzle. This morning, this cold front, as we discussed, does something a little bit different in the atmosphere, brings some stronger rain and thunderstorms, and only for a few hours. That's what's in store in the Tennessee Valley already this morning, and what we're going to end up seeing through about lunchtime. Most of us are dry. In fact, we're even seeing some pockets of sunshine to our south, stretching through Madison County, even stretching through northern Lauderdale. However, the one cell that I am tracking at 518 on 31 triple Doppler is rain and a strong thunderstorm. Now, this is tracking north of Boones Hill, making its way towards Petersburg and eventually Shelbyville in Tennessee. So it is getting out of our system. However, if you're traveling north to Nashville and you're choosing the 431 route over 65, this is going to impact you. So it's something that you might want to be thinking about. All of yesterday's rain and storm coverage is still tracking east. That's leading to a pretty significant severe weather risk for much of Georgia, the Carolinas, and into Virginia. It's also leaving our very, very far southeastern counties in a fringe level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. Now, we're really on the back end of this, and if we're being honest with each other, I think our severe weather threat today is extremely low. However, DeKalb, Cherokee, and Etowah counties do remain in a level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk. The greatest threat that you could see there would be some of that 40-mile-an-hour wind from yesterday. As we stretch through the rest of this morning and this afternoon, we're going to continue to see pop-up portions of light rain develop. Here's 7 a.m. as you're heading out the door. Many of us are dry, but still seeing some of that rain in some of our northern counties. This continues to track south and east as that front kind of gets its act together once we see the sun rise and have a few hours of that early morning heating. Here's 11 a.m. on your Friday. That diurnal heating strengthening our system a little bit, continuing to see some pockets of heavier rain develop. This is where we could see some of that gusty wind over in our southeastern counties. The good news is by 12 and 12:30, many of us are dry. In fact, many of us are completely sunny. A few little pockets of very, very light drizzle are still possible, but by the time we head home from work, we're all dry and we're all sunny. And that's a pretty great way to close out the work week and kickstart the weekend. Out the door this morning, we're at 70 degrees in Muscle Shoals, 67 in Coleman, 68 in Huntsville, and 64 over in Fort Payne. Conditions are fairly comfortable for us this morning and not quite as muggy as what we've been used to. Our high temperature this afternoon will rise to the mid-70s, and then by dinner time tonight, Friday night date night should be looking pretty good. Seeing a whole lot of sun, the sun not even set at that point, sitting in the low 70s and keeping a nice breeze. We will keep gusty winds all through the day today, so that's something to be mindful of. As we head towards this weekend, a whole lot of sunshine sticks around with us. Temperatures sitting in the low and mid-80s. We could see a little bit of drizzle on Sunday in the late afternoon, but most all of us will end up staying dry. As we move towards Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, a forecast we haven't seen in a while. We have yet to reach our first 90-degree day in the Tennessee Valley, and we're going to be pretty close, sitting in the upper 80s for the first half of next week. That means should things change even just a little bit and those temperatures from all that sunshine rise even a hair, we could have our first 90-degree day. Now, a heat wave in the Tennessee Valley is not until 3 consecutive days of 90-degree temperatures, so we have yet to have one of those either. Will we see that this week? Probably unlikely, but we could have one day that makes it into those 90s. Thursday's an all-day washout, and then that brings scattered showers as we head towards next weekend.